Awesome, guys. Hey, thanks so much. Reading some cool things there. Thank you for sharing some of the things that you're grateful for. And please continue to put them on there. I'd love to see them. So trying to see if I've got this. I can never get my screen in a good spot. Let me try one last thing. Oh, it got worse. Sorry. I need to get one of those music stands everywhere I go. All good. We'll just keep moving. It's great to be with you guys. Today, I've been thinking a lot the last few days. One of the things I love to do, especially in Morning Ascent, is we have these things that we're shouting, right? We've got the affirmations. We've got the 12 steps to the summit of success. We have got the Napoleon Hill statement, right? And we're saying these things, and I've questioned from time to time, are we stopping and reading what we're saying, right? Do you take the time and do the things that it says in there? And so what I've been trying to do personally is just be better at looking at some of these things, seeing where they tie together, and picking a few things that I want to be better at. I've joked before on here that some of them, like, I have to choke the words out because I know I'm not doing it. And I know I need to be better at it. I might believe in the principle, I might believe in the statement, but I'm not living it. And so anyway, it's always a great thing for me personally. I don't know how you feel about it, but for me personally, it's always awesome to just take a few minutes and back up and just look at them for a few minutes. And there's a couple of them that I wanted to look at today, and I'll share with you just a second. But of course, everything we're doing is looking at the foundation of real estate, right? Starting with your purpose, your why, your vision, what you want, creating that business plan and schedule, the mindset, the discipline, the skill set, and systems and strategies, and how important that is to you in your business. So 2 affirmations that we read. I'm going to just turn this. 2 of the affirmations that we read. One of them, I focus on my dreams daily. If you have a pen and paper, guys, write it down, right? This is the one that we look at. I focus on my dreams daily. That's an interesting statement right there, because you have to ask yourself for a moment. And again, everything I'm saying to you, I've been analyzing myself for the last couple of days in preparation for this meeting. I focus on my dreams daily. Do you? And here's the great question that has been asked for years. Are your actions in alignment with that statement? Are your daily actions, are my daily actions, are they in alignment with what your dreams are? And last time I was on Morning Ascent, I believe it was the last time I did this, we had a lot of fun. We got, I think, like 200 comments in the chat, because what we were doing was the exercise of what do you want? Right. And I've learned over the years, and I won't dive deep into this, but it is so essential in order for you to confront someone you love, or anyone for that matter, including yourself. It is impossible to confront them about something unless you know what they want, or unless you know what you want. So have you established right now, like it says, I focus on my dreams daily. What are your dreams? You know, if you really did focus on your dreams daily, what would that be? You know, I know nobody's waking up every morning and saying, boy, it's my dream to be subpar, overweight, in debt. I mean, like, you start to think about the things, and I don't mean to get negative about it, but it's just more like, we know that's not what we're after, right? Nobody's doing that. I know that, you know that, but it's just the question of, are your actions in alignment with your goals and your dreams and what you want? And so then what happens is that you have to ask yourself, well, wait a moment. Why is it that if I have a dream of being healthy, self-reliant, right? A great leader, fill in the gaps, earning dollars that I want, have investment properties, right? I'm just thinking of all the stuff that I hear all of us saying all the time. If those are the things that I know that I want, why am I not accomplishing them? Why are they maybe not coming to fruition the way that I want? Now, the next words that I want you to write down, you've got it down there. It says, I focus on my dreams daily. Okay. Second thing is, this comes from I've heard this from Tony Robbins, right? It's the pleasure pain principle. Pleasure pain principle. PPP. We just did that through the government, right? Everybody, if you own your business or whatever, the government was offering PPP. The pleasure pain principle. This is interesting. And I'll just add the third thing that I want to tell you now, so you know that it's there. It's the third thing that I want to focus on is taking action is easy for me. Another one of the affirmations. So you've got, I focus on my dreams daily, pleasure pain principle, and taking action is easy for me. And how in the world do all of these things come together? Well, listen to this. The pleasure pain principle, as I understand it, is that there are certain things that are going to cause you pain, and there are certain things that are going to cause you pleasure. And look, I could go a million different ways. I'm going to go the three things that are coming to my mind right now. Pleasure, getting where you want quickly, driving down the freeway fast or something, right? Isn't that nice? Okay. It's a thing that, open road in front of you. Doesn't that bring you pleasure? Of course it does. I added up the hours that I have driven since the beginning of August. I've been going on these little weekend trips with my family and stuff, just kind of all over. And we just had fall break. So, I mean, literally from the beginning of August, I have been to Seattle on a vacation with my family, and then these little weekend trips to Yellowstone Glacier, St. George, Arizona, New Mexico, Moab. I mean, just kind of not all at the same time, but just tiny little trips. And what has been so interesting about that is, and I was laughing, is that on a very quick trip down to St. George, our St. George office a couple of weeks ago, all by myself, I got a speeding ticket. All right. And who loves speeding tickets, right? I was going 90 in an 80, and it was right before I was just leaving the Cedar City area. And the guy pulls me over, doesn't say two words to me, comes back and gives me a ticket. And it was just like one of the most awkward exchanges. And I consider myself to be a friendly person, especially when the police officer's there. And oh my gosh, I was like so annoyed about that. That's another topic, but I was just so bothered at the situation. But as far as the ticket goes, here's what I had in my mind. You know what? I've driven probably thousands of miles and I've gotten one ticket. Probably worth it at the end of the day for how much I probably had been speeding and all of that, right? Pleasure, pain. Here's the deal, is that I know that getting a ticket is painful. I know that. I don't want to pay the money, but getting where I need to go faster, cruising a little bit down that road, right? I'm not crazy about it, but just, a little bit here and there. And all of a sudden it's like, well, the pain of paying that speeding ticket is worth the pleasure of driving down the road a little bit fast from time to time. So it would be more painful in my mind to drive slowly and get where I want more slowly than it would to have to pay the ticket. Does that make sense? Move on to the next one in my mind. Think about health, right? Think about the way that we eat or what we don't or whatever. I mean, is it more painful to go without a Coke, or is it more painful to be overweight? Right? Think about that. You can fill in the gaps for you, right? Is it more painful to exercise and be disciplined, or is it more painful to be overweight? Think about that, or be unhealthy. I can say unhealthy. It doesn't have to be about weight. Next, in your business, right? Is it more painful to be disciplined each day? Is it more painful to make those calls each day that you need to make those contacts that you have to contact? Or is it more painful to maybe not be living up to your potential? Is it more painful to not be achieving your dreams? Which of those things hurts the most for you? And here's what's interesting. I go to the next one. Taking action is easy for me. Well, taking action is easy for all of us. It's just, what actions are you taking? And my belief is that more often than not, and so frequently as humans, and it is our nature to often take the path of least resistance. We want to go after that thing that was the path of least resistance, which usually, right, is the least painful thing at the moment. It's either Jim Rohn or John Maxwell, but one of them gives a great quote to talk about. There's two types of pain in the world. There's the pain of self-discipline, and there's the pain of regret. You've all heard this, I'm sure. And he says the pain of self-discipline, the pain of regret, I'll start with that one. It's an easy one because the pain of regret goes unnoticed for days, for weeks, for months, doesn't it? Right? Just think about your life. Think about the areas that you struggle with where you wish you were a little bit better. The pain of self-discipline, it just goes ignored for a while. Excuse me, the pain of regret. And then you look backwards on it. But the pain of self-discipline, right? You have to face it every day. You have to. So it might be easy to look back. I was just talking with an agent 3 days ago, and he said to me, you know what's interesting? I often look back and I say, boy, you know what? If I had only for the last 4 months been talking to 10 people every day, I would be in a much better situation right now. I mean, just again, this was like 2 days ago, this agent saying to me, he says, I think about that with a lot of things, he said. If only I had for the last 2 months, 3 months, whatever, I would be in a different place right now. That is the pain of regret. The pain of self-discipline requires that every day you do that thing that you need to do, whatever it is, exercise, control your spendings, making the phone calls you need to make, making the follow-up calls you need to make, knocking the doors, showing up where you need to show up. And look, I know I'm preaching to the choir because guess what? You've shown up this morning. So great job for you. But be thinking about this because that's what I love. So as you think about, I focus on my dreams daily. I took a photo a couple days ago. Let me just find it of the synonyms for focus. Ready? Think about this. Center, focal point, central point, center of attention, hub, pivot, nucleus, heart, cornerstone, linchpin, kingpin, bedrock, basis, anchor, backbone. Think about that. Those are the synonyms of focus. I focus on my dreams daily. Are your dreams, are the things you want, are they in your heart? Right? Are they the nucleus of who you are? Are they the bedrock, the basis, the anchor, your backbone? Are they? Or are the things that are maybe a little less painful for you each day, the things that are the bedrock and the basis of who you are, your current backbone, right? Think about that because something is. And then, of course, taking action is easy. It is just the fact that it's easy because we take that route that is the path of least resistance. And look, everybody on this call has had life experience. Every person on this meeting right now can look back and they've had experiences where you have experienced the pain of discipline and you've experienced the pain of regret. And I can't imagine anybody here would say, I think I'll choose the regret one, right? You don't, we won't. We do a lot, all of us. But I know that at the heart of what we want, and the fact that you're on this call today is just another testament to the fact that you're entrepreneurs. You want to be better. You want to have that growth. And so my challenge for you today is that last time, again, we were on here, we established, what do you want? What is it that you're looking to achieve? And now it's time to execute. Time to take action. And we've said for years that everybody needs 3 things. I'm just going to leave you with this. What time is it? Everybody needs a dream. Follow right along with our foundation. Your dream. What is it that you want? We've established it. We've talked about it. You've talked about it again. I would just tell you, and I won't dive in deep. Have you written it down? Are you thinking about it every day? Is it something that you truly are focused on? Okay, how bad do you really want it? And then when you have a dream, you have to have a plan in place, right? Number 2 of our foundation, what is the plan? what is it that's what are you going to do to get there? What makes sense? So one piece of advice, share that dream with others. Share the plan with others. What are you going to do to get there? Help people be involved. And then, of course, you want to go, the following thing is going to be that you need to take action, right? You have your dream, you have your plan, and then you take action. And once you've done that, I've seen it over and over and over again, great things happen. So look, show up, arrive, go to the office every day. People are at the offices doing work. If you can, actually, I've got to say, I don't know right now what the rules are in California, and I should know that. I apologize. But are you showing up to work each day? And then, of course, when you're there, what are you doing? What's the game plan? Do you know who you're calling? And if any of you need help with this, we've got so many wonderful brokers and managers that are anxious to help you take your business to the next level. You are more than welcome to reach out to me personally as well. I'll tell you my cell phone number is 801-859-6134. Again, 801-859-6134. I would be more than happy to talk to you about your dreams, your plan, and how you're taking action to get there. It's all contained here. You've got to have the discipline, right? So guys, thank you so much for participating today. There's a great speech out there that if you haven't read it yet, write this down. It's called The Common Denominator of Success. The common denominator of success. If you spent any time around this company, I'm sure you've heard of it, but it's a great talk. And it's a speech given by a guy who was, I think, an insurance salesman, Albert N. Gray, in like the 50s. And it's amazing. You know, here we are 50, 60, 70 years later, and very applicable. So take a look at that speech. But one thing he says in there is he says, the common denominator of success, or the reason for success of any man or woman, is that they are willing to do things that failures won't do, right? That's the common denominator of success. You're willing to do things that failures are unwilling to do. So while your competition is sleeping right now, you're awake, getting better. So I give kudos and congratulations to you for doing what you can and stepping it up in that way. Now, the key is, look, we finished this meeting, get to work. Go make some cool stuff happen and have a phenomenal day today. So it's awesome to be with you guys. Please share in your chats, your gratitudes. I love reading those things. And then I'll go ahead and close with our closing affirmations. Let's rock and roll.